Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy P Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab where I do what I do for you. It's the wee hours of the morning, just like I like it. I got some good for you today. Let's go. School is in session. The teacher's on his job. Let's rock. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message, message in the story for life. I give life lessons. You tune in and receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's rock. Right Thinkers mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right Thinkers way of life, and that's what it is. Through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission, and that's what I'm on every day, to get all right thinkers to know thyself. My job is to get you the information to get you to know thyself. Your goal is to get the information, implement it, and know thyself. That's the end goal. Let's go. Let's work together to make it happen. All right? So I asked the question, do you know you? It's rhetorical. But if you know how to answer, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. A person who knows not. It knows not that they know not. Foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not. It knows that they know not. It's simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows that they know, knows not that they know, is asleep spiritually. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. Person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers know thyself and always. To my yacht, be true. I got a few pictures to show you because I want to get you the picture and understand. This is the land of Kemet. See A, B, and C. That's the distance between them. Okay, that's a long distance. But they had three different areas. They had three different gods. I told you about them. Amun, Ra, Ptah. We're gonna go through the Anunian Theurgy, the divinities, and their interrelationships. I told you about that earlier, but now I'm gonna break it down for you and give you a nice little understanding. Hopefully, get a better understanding because this is where I dwell, the gods and goddesses, which is aspects of your personality. You have to know them, know the story, mimic them, and that's how you master you. Let's go. The cities of ancient Egypt were the three main theurgies were developed. First one, Anuian, that's where it comes from. Then you got Menifer, they call it Memphis. Again, them Greeks changed all their names, so I'm gonna give you both names. I don't like to, but I gotta do that to help you get to understand so you know. Waset, they call it thieves. Every name I give you other than Anu, they changed that Heliopolis. How about that? So understand that. So let's go move on. And I'm not talking about what they did, what they didn't do in that round. Just so that you know when you hear those names, you know they're the same place. All right. Egypt is located again in the northeast corner. I'm a Mason. Yeah. They was told, we was told, start out, nothing's in the northeast corner. I'm proving them wrong. Wasn't intention, but I know now y'all was wrong. I live in the northeast corner. That's where the knowledge is. I sat in the east. I have knowledge. I keep going east. Traveling what? Traveling east for what? More light, more knowledge. That's why. And the city, excuse me, excuse me, the cities were in the theology of the Trinity of Amen, Ra, Ptah. Three gods, one God, three different places, three different concepts, but the same God. One were developed. And A showed you that it pointed to Anu. Again, they changed it to Heliopolis. Two, Memphis. Okay, we know Memphis. They call it Memphis and Hetapata. Okay, number three, West Side. Waset. They call it Thieves. But those are the three places where they celebrated three different gods. I'm gonna break it down for you. We're going into the Anuian Theurgy first. Okay, this is what it looks like. You see the numbers down, all those are the gods. I'm going to break them down for you again. I love doing that because you have to know your gods. You got 3 sets of them. Okay, we dealing with the Enoch, the 9 from Anunian, the original, the first. Below, you're going to read about the Heliopian cosmology, aka that's the city of Anu. We're doing Amen Ra concepts. The netter or creation, the company of gods and goddesses. At the top is always the netter, Nebercha. That's Amun. That's the hidden one. Amen means hidden. You have to find God. You can't just, no, there's some things you need to do. He's not easy. Amen, unseen, hidden, but ever present. Supreme being beyond duality. That's why everything is in pairs except God, the one. Everything comes from him. Hope you get the concept. Now let's start with Ra. In the beginning, everybody got a beginning. We do too. Got 3 of them, okay? But everybody has a beginning, and we start with let there be Ra, okay? That's the sun. That's the part about God that he made himself visible for everyone to see. That's the S-U-N, not the S-O-N. After Ra, he brought in air. We need to breathe. This is all before we even got here. The first 5 elements on the chart is cosmic elements, okay? First is air. We breathe that. We called him Shu. We gave him identity. He the one with the feather of Maya on his head. He leads the charge. Why? He's the firstborn. Break that down for you as we go. I got it. But I like to do my own thing every now and then. Get little tidbits. And from there, he brought tough newt. Dry air to breathe, moist air to bring water down, to nurture what? Geb. Geb is the earth. Heaven was Newt. In the beginning, story was Geb and Newt was in a love embrace. Shu had to separate them. So you see a picture with Shu pushing Newt up and holding Geb down. So heaven and earth were separated forever because they broke the law, that vow that Ra told them not to do that, and they did. So for the rest of their life, earth will look up, which is Geb, and Newt will look down, which is heaven. They have been separated for eternity. Going on. Next one, we got the 3. Hathor or Hatharu, Haru's female counterpart, spirit. Tahuti, which represents God's brain. He is what keeps records in your consciousness. That's what God gave all of us. Tahuti, a mind of our own. Moving on. Then, when the first thing he did when he came out the noon, for anything else, he needed what? Order. Why? Because the opposite of order is chaos. Before Mayat was in place, we had chaos. It's fit. He has a name too. Everything that we did, we could justify, break it down, explain. So there's no woo, no mystery, no just believe. No, you need to understand. We deal with understanding. That's knowledge. That's where you can experience it. If I give you a gun and don't teach you how to use it, you might hurt yourself or somebody else. Those are the dangerous ones. That's like having no knowledge and think you do. You're dangerous. Moving on. We had all that covered. And I say we, mean the Egyptians, okay? When I speak from the Egyptian concept. Now, the first 5 kids, it was 360 days of the year. Tahuti granted Newt 5 days to have 5 children. That's us. That's when humans became into existence, starting with Asar, Aset, Set, and Nephthah, and they even had a son, or their brother was Haru-Ur. That's you full grown. But they tell you the story, he's born out of what? Spirit and wisdom. Aset represents wisdom, intuitive knowledge that we have inside of us. Haru is full of spirit and knowledge. That's us. All we got to do is what? Put that knowledge together, heart, mind, coherence. Connect the heart with the mind. They become one. You become one with your higher self. It's a simple philosophy. I keep breaking it down. I'm going to continue to break it down. Why? It ain't going to change. I just want to teach you a philosophy. And if you practice it, you'll change. Now, with the 5 children, that's how we end up with 365 days. It used to be 360. Why? 360 is a complete circle. We recognize God or Ra with what? The dot in the circle. That represents us. And I'm going to show you the breakdown where you got the tie, which is the earth, first cycle. Next cycle is you have, we got it right here. We got it right here. I got it right here. I'm getting to it. Yeah. You got the tie, the pet, and the duat. They all are encased in a circle. Okay? Meaning no beginning, no end. But you see the Nabercha, he's outside of that. That's no time, no space. It's beyond time and space. That's where God dwells. You have to reach him. Hence, raise your conscious level upstairs. This is heaven. That's hell. Conceptually, but it makes sense. Get back to that. Excuse me. Where am I down here? Okay, yeah, I'm down here with the sun. Asar, the sixth element, which is spirit. That's what's in us. He represents us as our God. Afterlife, you go to see him in the afterlife. If in your philosophy, you gotta go see Hades, according to the Greeks, he's in hell. We don't deal with that concept. Y'all do. We have a Saul who, when you go cross over, you pass the feathers of Maya, you go into eternity with him. That's the concept. And his son, Haru, is here, which is us, to avenge his killer, which is who? Our ego. And the ego, the killer, guess what? Is you. Now, we need to understand that. Aset, which is wisdom, her sister twin, Aset also represents immortality. Her sister, Nephthah, she represents mortality. The reason why Asar and Nephthah got together, you got spirit and you got mortality. Together, they make Anubis. He represents your discerning factor of your personality. A lot of people don't have Anubis working, which is their discernment. A lot of people can't discern between right and wrong, good or evil. Why? They're ignorant. They don't know themselves, so they get tricked, bamboozled, okay, led astray. Without self-knowledge, you're vulnerable to anything, pretty much everything. If you fall for nothing, if you don't believe in nothing, you'll fall for anything. If you don't have knowledge of self, you're going to be mistreated. Again, Hosea told you, my people are being destroyed. Why? Lack of knowledge. I'm doing my part to take care of that problem as a people. I'm here every day doing just that. Get back to the lesson. Something can preach it. Sorry about that. Now go. But the lesson, it goes, you have these entities in you. You have to understand them, get to know them, live them, and you becoming a better you. By what? Implementing the philosophy of these concepts. That's what they are. Until you put them to use, it really means nothing. Just a bunch of words in the book. Okay, a bunch of pictures that look good. For those who understand what they are. I'm going to use another picture coming up. Now, let's deal with the mystery teachings of the Anunian. See, everything we did, they called it mystery. Why? We didn't tell the outside people. If you're going to have a secret, we as the black people, and that's come up in the 60s, if something happened in the hood, police come in, nobody know nothing. No. Why? We don't do that. Okay, we take control of ourselves. We didn't need the police in my neighborhood. Why? I was the police. That's why I kept order, law and order. Even though we was doing illegal stuff, we still did it with respect, understanding of the game that we was part of, called the hustle. Okay, but the Anunian tradition, they are related to the divinity, which is the head man, and his company of gods and goddesses, his children. They all aspects and elements of the world. That's the cosmic force. That's the universe. He controls all of that. What? And the one thing he don't control is us. We got total control. He's just there, just watching. That's why I rap. That's why I rock it. Moving on. The temple is related to the temple that espoused the teaching of creation. I always start with the creation. Why? To give you a foundation to understanding what's going on. Don't everybody start with in the beginning. We start with the creation. Same thing. Okay. Now we're dealing with the creation of human origins. Try to tell you. Some say the story rise tears. Different stories, different concepts, but we all know that the spirit is in us. The spirit ain't outside of us. We couldn't exist if the spirit outside of us. Why? That gives us life. So if you put God on Mount Sinai, you put God in the burning bush, you lost me. Why? I don't follow that concept. That's all. That's not old. That's new. That ain't no. I told my son, new don't mean better. It just means new. I get the old. If the old working, give me the old. All right. So Where we at? Now, it tells the story of what? How Ra emerged from the primeval ocean and how human beings were created from his tears. He felt sorry for man, so he put him in a position where he can get to him in spirit if he lived a righteous and fruitful life. That's the purpose of human beings. To get back home. I'm gritting my teeth. I'm trying to be nice. But the gods and the goddesses, all aspects of your personality, who are his children, again, you go to form, they go to form what? The first five, I tell you, are the elements. And that's the cosmic forces that maintain nature: sun, air, rain, earth, and heaven. That's all God's work. Man don't do that. We can't do that. So we know there's a higher power working. And if you don't believe in God, that's a you problem. You just ignorant. Moving on. Let's talk about these guys right here. You ready for this? Let's get into the God and goddesses of the Anunian Theurgy. There you go. That's all aspects of your personality, and each one has a particular aspect that you can use, master, and apply to your daily life. The top row, let's talk about it right quick. The top row, the first one you see is for the far right to the left, starting with the bottom level. You see the God and goddesses yourself. And if you notice, wait, right quick. Look at the heads, okay? Every one of them got something different, don't they? That's because they all signify something different. Get the concept now? All right, let me break it down right quick and get through this. I got to get out. I got a little time. Okay, let's go. All right, let's go. Now you have Shu, which is air. Human being personified as air, but we brought him in to make him what? So we can study, understand air, ether, space, whatever you want to call it. Everybody got different names for it, which is fine. All the same thing. Because we call God by a different name, don't mean it's a different God. Moving on. He know he'll be called by a myriad of names. That's fine. I've been called a myriad of names. I'm still me. Get the concept? You maybe have too. And if you haven't, you've probably been calling people by a myriad of names. Moving on. Then you got Tefnut. Tefnut is the female lion. She got the lion head. She's human. She has the lion head. And she had the disc with the two Uranus on it, meaning she's protected. You don't want to mess with her. Trust me. Next one we're going to go with is Geb. Geb has a goose on his head. What the hell? Yeah, I said the same thing. But when you learn about him, I'm not going to break them all down. Why? Do some homework. You want to know about yourself? Study these aspects of your personality and see where they fall. Just like the horoscope. The horoscope would tell you what kind of person you are. I freaks out because they right on point with me. I don't know how you feel about your horoscope. Do it match? Do you match the criteria? Not to a T. They know it ain't like that, but they give you a basic breakdown of certain kind of people. When you hear Leo, we know Leo's are braggadocious. Everybody fit their sign. I'm a Capricorn. I work. I put the work in. You know me. Yeah, you know that's what I do. That's just in me. I can't change that. I'm not trying to. I go with the flow. Like Bruce say, be water, be fluid. The Tao, go with the flow. Okay, don't fight, don't struggle. No, go with the flow. Now, you got Newt. That's heaven. She's a lady who's standing up with two holes in her. Okay, you see that right there with the high top fade, like kid and play. But you see the two holes, and you see a triangle, the V. They always put the V as our genital part. That's what they're covering up. Okay, Masons, we wear that apron, the square, and the triangle. The triangle is for earth. This is for heaven. That's why they went on ahead. That's the purpose. Everything has a purpose and a reason. Why? We study and we practice symbology. That's spiritual aspects. Using the spiritual concepts and understanding and manifesting them. That's how you better yourself. Let's go. Now, where we at? We doing heaven. Now we talk about my girl, Aset. Y'all know it as Isis. She's the female goddess that knows Ra's real name, so she have all the power. She brought her son and her husband back to life. Husband didn't stay, son stayed here. Husband had to go back. Why? He was missing the regenerative parts, which is his phallus. Okay, I call it the albolus now. Then you got my boy, Asar. He don't stand on my yacht. Okay, he stands on his own. Okay, He's his own entity. Everybody else is on the pedestal, okay, except Asar. He runs the afterlife. That's time and space. There is none. That's why. Quick lesson. See? And if you are paying attention, you should have questions about everything that you see. Why? You want to learn about it. You ain't going to learn if you don't ask. Just getting the breakdown don't mean you understand it or you know it. Do some homework. Get the understanding. That way you can implement it. It's like having a weapon. You need to know how to use it. Then we get to this is my favorite. Everybody should know him. A lot of people don't. That's the guy with the square ears, look like an aardvark. Okay, he's a unique animal. Don't no animal have square ears, so he's easy to detect, and he's different for a reason. That's your ego. He can't reproduce. He can't do nothing but just be. And ego means what? Edging God out. That's you without God in your consciousness. You just here being a human being, going through the motions of living, which is okay. Just at judgment day, then you have to pay the price. There's consequences for our actions. Let me give you a quick lesson about karma and blessing. That's the opposites. If you're doing the right thing, you get blessed. If you got karma visiting you, it's not a good thing. Understand that. And no, karma don't bring blessings. She bring you what you deserve. If God to bless you because he see the work and he gonna take care of that. When he see what you doing is wrong, like Tony Montana told my man, he said, "Oh, he's right. I'm not gonna kill you." "Oh, thank you, Tony. Thank you." I'm gonna no, kill that piece of crap. I got other people to do that for me. I ain't got to do it. That's how God works. Moving on. Okay. Then we got Nephthep, which is the twin sister to Isis, and you see Isis wears the crown upside, right? Nephthep wears the inverted crown, meaning she's the lady of the house. Okay, another lesson. But last but not least, you have us full grown. That's Haru That means he's mastered himself while in the flesh. Sound familiar? Sound familiar? That's who we want to end up being. Okay, that's him in his full regalia, headdress, plumes, the whole get up. Okay, this is the end result that we want to be. Out of all the gods, the last one, you see him sitting on the throne, you see him got the crown, that's you in all your glory. Once you become what? Gain knowledge of self. That's my goal, to get you to sit on the throne of yourself. Why? By knowing thyself, wrapping it up. The teachings of the tree of life have been laid out in this volume. I'm taking you through it in such a way to disseminate what? The philosophical teachings. This is all philosophically related to the what? You ready? Principles of the tree of life, system, spiritual evolution. Ain't nothing to hear about belief. From the bottom up, that is to say, from existence on earth as an earthly conscious being and to becoming, you ready? An enlightened being of high consciousness. In other words, know thyself. That's the goal. If you come here to have fun, knock yourself out, you'll be back. But if you come here to take care of business, learn your life lesson, tune in to me. I can help you do that. That's what I do for you. Let me wrap this up. I see the clock. Now, where we at? Okay. It should be treated as a manual. Before you go driving, before you do anything, they give you what? To break down a manual. That's what this is. Treat it as a manual for what? You ready? For your spiritual journey through life. This is a map in the Anunian Theurgy Tree of Life. They call it Cosmic Anno Mythograph. Cosmic Universe Anno 1 Mytho, the study graph. We got to follow it and understand it. It works. That's like they tell you. I'll give you lessons. If you implement them, they'll work like I tell you. Trust me, this has been proven. It's not just me. Reader should go through we're going to do this entire book and then spend what? Extended time doing what? Working with each lesson separately. You break it down as you go. Little bits, little bits. You look around, you got the whole thing. But guess what? You know every little bit. That's the key. Keeping a journal sometimes of their reflections and meditations. The time frame is indeterminate. Why? Some individuals may require more time than others to assimilate and process the intricate and to integrate what? The teachings, applying them to their personal life. Some people are better at it than others, but you have to apply it and get better at it. Because it's in your daily life, hence way of life. Now, in lesson 14, you have the main parameters for the disciplinary practice related to the tree of life. We get there eventually. Now, evolutionary teachings have been discussed in full detail. I'm going to break it down as I go. That discipline is to be applied, to your principles learned of each lesson that you have to master for yourself. The best way this process to make this process effective with the TL Tree of Life evolutionary teachings is to work with, you ready? A competent spiritual preceptor, aka sage or teacher, survive. Someone who what? Who can explain the teachings and provide a competent guidance on all this application. I know all of this. I can help you with that. That's my goal, is to get you to know it for yourself, but you have to put some of the work in. I'm going to point you in the right direction. You got to do the walking, okay? That's the lesson for right now, right thinkers? Again, in closing, may y'all live to be 100 and me 100 minus a day. So I never know that my right thinkers have passed away. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. You know I'll be back. I got to go to the gym right now.